I wanted to take a few minutes and talk through the final project for the term. You can find these details available if you go to the Blackboard site, click on Assignments, and then up at the top you'll see Final Project Resources. So go ahead and click on that. And here you'll find two links. The first link is the final project scenario. So this is a document that actually outlines the details of the final project and the expectations, as well as providing you with kind of a use case scenario of what you're trying to achieve. The second link is actually an online scheduler demo, and this is something that I've developed that is to provide you with a minimum requirement to see what is expected of you when developing your final project. So it kind of is to provide you with a physical example of what you're trying to build. This is not a project, this is more of a C project, but the expectations are there for you to be able to meet the minimum requirements and show me that you're actually able to develop the project. So if we jump into the final project scenario, basically the idea here is that your boss has tasked you with building a small web-based sign-up app for a conference that you're holding in a couple of weeks. The application should allow people who are attending the conference to create an account. You're wanting to include things like name, company name, email address, and password. And the user should be able to see all the available session offerings and then sign up for the ones that they're interested in. The session should include things like a title, a description, a room, and a time that the session will be offered, and then the occupancy. And the objective here really is for you to be able to create this application using ASP.NET, MVC, and LocalDB. I'm expecting you to utilize the entity framework for your database, and you should be able to create an account, log in with that account, be able to see the sessions as a list, be able to click on a session to get more details, and then be able to sign up for that session if it's available, if there are seats available. Once you've signed up, you should be able to go through and actually see the sessions that you've signed up for. And then I'm also looking for there to be an admin side where, as an administrator, I can see who are all the users in the system, what are all the sessions that are being offered, who has signed up for which sessions, and then be able to actually manipulate which users have signed up, adding and removing registrations from those sessions. So that's the idea. You should also be utilizing Web API and some sort of jQuery AJAX functionality in the project. You'll see that on my admin side, when I do a search for a user, I'm able to search and then pull up a user. There is a sample project so that you can see a demo of what the end result looks like. There is no code available for this. It's simply the project itself functioning as a web application. But you're welcome to click through it, create your own account, try different things, and just begin to understand the basic flow and expectation of the system. I also provide a link to the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference session list. You're welcome to use that as your source of sessions that are available. There's also a similar thing for Microsoft, or you can just create your own. I'm really open-ended, but I know for some people they got hung up on the idea of, I don't know what my session name should be. So I just give that as an example. So navigating back to Blackboard, you can then go and click on the online scheduler demo. This is a version of my version of the online scheduler. And I'm not going to kick through all of this and walk you through it, but basically the idea here is that you can come in, you can log in, create an account. There's an admin area of the system. I am expecting that if you try to access certain parts that it will require you to log in before you can continue. Registration is the same way in my scenario. So what I'm looking for you to do is to walk through this, create your account, do registrations. The admin area, you can then click through. I did not make it user specific, so you don't have to be set up as an admin to access the admin area on my application. I would like to see some level of permissions on your application to where a user has to be an admin in order to access the admin area. But to make it easy for demo purposes, I just made any user able to access the admin area freely. So you're welcome to use this as a resource as you're doing your development to figure out what you need to do and how you need to do it. The class lectures up to this point can be used as a starting point for the final project. you will start to see how my project that I'm developing in the lectures will deviate from the final project requirements. I will continue to be showing you the functionality that you need to be developing for the final project, but I'm not going to be doing it in the same way that you would be developing it in the final project. Examples of that will be check boxes and developing screens where you can check multiple items and then perform an action. I will be doing that in a different way than what you would be doing. But the idea here is that I'm showing you the concept of how you need to execute a piece of functionality, and it's your job then to adapt that functionality into your application. So I am looking for you to synthesize what I'm building and then see how can I take those steps and use it into my own application. The midterm will also be part of the expectation for this project. So what that means is that we're going to be taking the final project scenario, and my expectation is for you to be able to complete a piece of the final project about halfway in order to complete the midterm. So the midterm will basically be a checkpoint of the final project. I'll be posting that information up inside of Blackboard later this week, and then you'll have that information available to you as well. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on the Slack channel for this class. Ask those questions there, and I will respond as quickly as I can, and hopefully that will also answer some questions for other students. Thanks.